So I just finished up New York Fashion Week, and one of the biggest trends I seen on the runway was metallics. From bright white silvers to pure yellow gold. I seen so many metallics. Shoes, jewelry, even metal mesh. It was everywhere. So why shouldn't it be on our brushes as well? Today I'm going to be talking about the ever fashion forward Royal & Lang & Cal. I have some great brushes from them. These are the oval brushes, and I also have a full eye kit that I'm going to show you. But before I get into talking about brushes and all that, I just want to say, so I finally jumped on the train or the bandwagon of the shimmery background. I had to, and I love this one. Kind of reminds me of mermaids. So it's a great time to debut it when I'm talking about such a reflective collection. So I have a full face look that I'm going to be doing for you guys. So this is a tutorial, this is a review, this is an all-in-one. And as I mentioned, I have this is the MODA Metallics. This is the 4-piece face perfecting kit. It comes in this very sleek looking box. And one thing I love about Royal & Lang & Cal is if you're a novice and you don't really know much about brushes or makeup and you really just want to get into it, they cater to you. Because if you look at the back of the box, you get to see an outline of exactly what each brush does. So if you were just like, oh no, you know, what does this big toothbrush looking brush do? What do I do with it? Well, this one says use the large brush for all over cream or liquid foundation. Move the brush in one fluid motion over your face to apply and blend. So you really get an idea, aside from watching these videos of course, on how to use these products. So I really like that. And then the second set I'm going to be showing you guys is the MODA Metallics Bold Eye Kit. Same deal, you got the details on the back. But the thing I love about this, and honestly, I got these a while ago and I never filmed them because I was traveling so much. I was actually, drove across the country to California and back. I literally visited 23 states, like literally 23 states in 2 weeks. It was insane. And what got me through it was the MODA brushes. So if you've seen my posts on that, like mine's still a little dirty. I did clean it, but you know, some stuff just stains. It's not a blemish on Royal & Lang & Cal. It's just, you know, some shadows, they're ruthless and they stain, especially those Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia Beverly Hills, I mean. So as you can see, mine have had some love, but here's an up close look. So you can really see how beautiful they are. And they really are beautiful, and they have that nice grip to them. And they come in this kind of spiked case. And I like that it's edgy. It's edgy, but it's sleek. It combines both worlds effortlessly. So the brushes I'm going to actually be featuring in a separate video, which is going to be my How to Beauty video, where I do a full face look using the new Desert Dusk palette. So be sure to see that. I will definitely leave a link below for when that is up. So if you come here and that's not up yet, be patient, it will be up soon. So for this video we're going to be focusing on the face perfecting kit, and these are the brushes that look like toothbrushes. So usually when I apply my primer, sometimes I use my hand, sometimes I use a brush. I'm going to show you how you can get a really nice even coverage of your primer with one of these brushes, because they're good for powder and they're good for liquid. They're good for both things. So I'm starting with the Lancome La Base Pro. Mine is pretty much almost empty. I definitely do need a new one. And I'm just going to squirt a little bit out onto my hand. Very small amount. With this primer you really don't need that much. And I'm going to take the smaller brush. And if you're wondering why am I using such a small brush all over my face, it's because it really allows me to get into the areas that I want to get into. So for example, if I want to go right along my brow, do you see? It's very easy to get into those spaces that I want to get into. I can even get right between my brows and I don't have to worry about switching brushes. So I'm very careful. I just put a little bit on. Now this does have a little bit of a silicone feel to it, so it can make your face go greasy, especially if you have oily skin or an oily T-zone. You're definitely going to want to just be a little bit lighter on it. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So now I feel it on my skin. It's a very, very light coating. And I'm moving on to the Lancome Tient Idol Ultra Wear. I am horrible at pronouncing things, so I probably said this wrong, but this foundation is amazing, especially when you're combining it with the La Base Pro. And even if you don't have the La Base Pro, this foundation is really good on its own. Now I like it because it lasts up to 24 hours, and yes, when I try a foundation that lasts 24 hours, I like fall asleep in it, not on purpose, but it just always happens because I'm always trying to wait, like I'm watching the clock to see how long it lasts. Now as you see, I put like a penny-sized amount of this foundation, and I always like to start with a smaller amount and then go on to larger amounts. And again, I'm using the smaller brush, and this is the 802. This is the 802 from the Royal Ling Cal. And this is ideal for blush or bronzer, but honestly, I love using this all over my face just because I can get into those corners. So I'm going to start right underneath my eye, and I'm going to kind of do like the football player marks, and then I'm going to sweep down. Now it might look crazy, but the reason I'm sweeping down is because I have a lot of hair on my face. I am Native American, I'm Greek, I'm Italian, I'm a lot of nationalities that, guess what, are hairy. And what does that mean? That means if you're sweeping up with your brush, you're lifting up those hair, and your foundation is never going to look even and flat. So that's like one of my tips to you, fellow hairy girls out there. You know, if you need a little help, that's what you do. Now you always go a little bit under your chin because you want to blend that foundation into your neck. You want to make sure it's going in. And as you can see, I still have some on my hand, and I'm almost done my face. And as I mentioned, this brush is perfect for getting right along those edges. It's also great for cleaning up your brows. If you're doing a more natural look of brow and you just want to get a little bit of that, you know, clean it up a little bit on top, you can totally do that with this. By the way, guys, this is the shade 350. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of my concealer, and I'm using the Kevyn Aucoin, and this is one of my favorite concealers because it really helps to just hide the dark circles, hides everything, and doesn't make my face feel cakey. Again, I'm really not going for the cake face today. And this is the Supernatural Concealer, and this is in medium 04. So I love that there's a doe foot applicator because it makes applying really easy. And what I do is I kind of go like in a triangle, and yes, I know this looks a little bit darker than my skin tone, but my skin is different colors on my face. And I know that sounds crazy, but like underneath my eye where my dark circles are, I need a bit more of those orangey tones. I need a bit more of those yellow tones, and I need them to be deep enough and thick enough to cover up those areas. So it's going to appear a bit darker than my natural skin tone, but when I blend it out, it's going to look much more normal than it does here today. So again, I'm using the same brush. This brush is so multi-purpose. So as you can see, as I'm blending it out along my cheek and into the corner of my nose, I'm sweeping across and down. You can see that it is actually my skin tone, and it does blend out well. Whereas when you first apply it, it looks like that's a total mismatch. But you can see where it has covered up all of my dark circle. You know, sometimes we need to go back to art class and look at the art wheel and really think about what colors will cover up other things. So for example, orange is always across from blue on the color wheel. And when you have dark circles, usually that's capillaries and other blood vessels too close to the skin, and those blood vessels and those capillaries, they are blue in tone. So when you cover it up with orange, you are completely neutralizing it. Now with this foundation, you don't necessarily need a powder, but I do like to have my foundation set a little bit longer. So I'm going to be using the Derma Blend Professional Loose Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. Now this did come with a puffer, like a little puff brush, but I didn't like that. So I have the product already seeped out, and I'm just going to tap a very light amount into the cap. So I'm sorry if the angle switched a little bit. My camera did overheat and it had to turn off. I'm using the Sony a5100, so it's a 5100, and it tends to give that problem. So as I was saying before our angles got switched up, I'm using the Derma Blend Professional Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I've tapped off a little bit into my cap here, and I'm going to be using the all over face brush. This is when the big boy comes out, and I'm very, very lightly going to tap in there. Very light. Now you see I got a lot of product in one area, and you're going to want to tap it off. See the product coming off. You really want to make sure you've tapped a lot. Sometimes if a product is centralized, especially powder, I'll run my finger across in like circular motions. You see, circular motions really get the product kind of distributed. So now I want to really set my foundation. This isn't about baking or anything crazy. I just want to set my foundation. So I'm going to go in circular motions, but I'm going to always wind up coming down. I always want to make sure I'm going down. You do not want to lift those hairs up, and And you especially don't want to coat those hairs in powder because they will look thicker. Now when you're getting into smaller areas on the face, do it at an angle because you're able to just use the tip of the brush, especially like between the brows or on the side. As I said, I'm very hairy. You're able to really just go. Now this is going to give you a more airbrush look, especially when you take photographs, but be careful because if you use too much of this product, you will get the dreaded flashback, and that is not flattering on anybody. So now this set contains 2 smaller brushes. Now the small circular one we have here. Now this brush is supposed to be for about applying concealer. I never use it to apply concealer because I use a lot, but if you have acne or anything that needs spot treatment, this is your brush. You could just do right on your acne and you don't have to worry about making a mess. But one thing I love using this brush for, and you'll see in my How to Beauty video, is that I love putting my highlight right in the inner corner of my eye using this brush. So we're going to hold off on this brush, but just know this is just as smooth and soft as the other brushes. Then we have the second to smallest size. This is the 803, and this is for a blended contour. And this is what we're going to be focusing on now. But before I move on, I just want to give you guys an up close of this brush. This brush is so soft and so smooth. It's super dense. It feels just like heaven on your face, and the packaging is gorgeous. Do you see these little bubbles? Do you see these little raised parts here? They make gripping these brushes fantastic. So if you're worried, oh my god, it's metal, it's gonna be slippery, it's not at all. This brush here, even though I use it to apply even though I use this to blend out my concealer, you can also use this to define your contour. You can use this to apply your highlight. You can do the center of the nose. You can do anything that you want with these brushes. There are no rules. So for highlight, if you guys have ever watched my videos, you know I like to go to gods. And so I'm going to be applying the Cover FX. This is the mini version. I'm trying to use up all my sample size products. So this is Moonlight. Now I love this product because it really just gives your skin like a glowy, dewy look. Again, I'm a big proponent of put the product on your hand. As I say this so much. Put the product on your hand because it'll prevent getting too much product on your face. Some girls like to drip the product all over their face, like, you know, like they're in a bukkake video. This isn't about that. I'm not down with that. No. So, and I keep it real with you guys. So if that was too much, I'm sorry. I can get a little lewd. So I've applied the highlight to my hand, and I'm gently dabbing the brush 803 into it. And this is the second smallest, this is the third smallest oval shaped brush. Now for the highlight, again, you want to go down, and this product, this is really a strong product, so it's going to look very, very bright on your skin, and you're really going to want to blend it out. That's another reason I don't drip it all over my face, is because as much as I want to glow to the gods, I don't want to look like a clown. So I want to be able to blend my product out. I start from the outer, well actually I usually start right on the apple of the cheek, but I blend, and this is like the only time where I say you can go up a little bit, but when you do that you're going to get this really lovely glow, and I love it. You want to stop right here. You don't want to go further than this, otherwise you're going to look like you're in Gem and the Hologram. So unless you're going for that look, kind of stop right here, like right where your eyeball is. Think of it that way. Now another thing that I like to do is I like to take just like the little bit that's left, and I love to like shine up the nose, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but except for with glow. And I love these Cover FX drops because they really just give you like that glow that you can't always get with powder, like that metallic glow. And here I'm doing my Cupid's bow, and I have a mustache usually. Like I just finished doing like laser treatments on my lip. I was doing it for a few months, so the hair is pretty much all gone, but still, I'm still cautious, and I do just a little bit. Now after I do my eyeshadow, I might put a little bit underneath the brow bone. So this pretty much finishes up my full face look using the MODA Metallics 4-piece perfecting set. Even though I only used 3, I promise check out my other video and you will see the third one in action. If you would like to pick these up, they are available on the Royal & Nickel website. I do have a promo code for you guys, which is Recycled Stardust. The promo code is right here. It's scrolling along the bottom. Right here. And also be in the info section. There'll also be a link if you'd like to click that if you don't want to type it out yourself. I'll have it for you. You can also pick these up. I believe they will be available in Walmart as well. And these are some of the softest brushes. They are super easy to clean. They do not shed. They do not leave fibers all over your face. They're very easy to maintain, and unless you're using them in something super pigmented like say Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it only stained one of my brushes, you will have no staining and no problem. For my animal lovers out there, these are 100% vegan. They're certified right there on the back, 100% vegan, so you do not have to worry. These do not contain anything from animals, so your animal friends are safe. Again, if you'd like to pick these up, there will be a link below. Have you guys tried these brushes? The oval brushes or the face perfecting kit? If you have, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you're not already, please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.